Why does it feel like no matter how hard you try, you're stuck on repeat, making the same mistakes over and over? It's not bad luck or a personal flaw. It's because you're trapped, swinging between two extremes: emotional impulse or endless analysis. Emotions pull you in one direction: loud, raw, and urgent. They spark action but burn out just as quickly. On the flip side, overanalysis keeps you frozen in place, chasing perfection but avoiding risks. Neither works alone. One leaves you running on empty, the other keeps you from ever starting. But what if the real solution isn't picking a side? What if the key is learning how to make your emotions and your logic work together? Let's look at how the harmony between emotions and analysis can actually change our lives, and why relying on only one of them keeps us stuck repeating the same mistakes. The problem of relying on emotions. Relying solely on emotions to drive change is like trying to navigate a stormy sea without a compass. Sure, emotions are powerful. They're the fiery spark that makes you feel alive, the gut punch that screams something needs to change. But emotions are unreliable narrators. They're raw, impulsive, and always fleeting. Take motivation, for instance. How many times have you felt a sudden surge of determination after hearing an inspiring story or seeing someone else's success? At that moment, you're ready to conquer the world, tackle all your goals, and become a completely different person by the weekend. And then the fire fades. The energy drains. You're left exactly where you started, wondering what went wrong. This isn't because emotions are useless. Far from it. Emotions are insightful. They alert you when something in your life is misaligned. But without a plan, they're like fireworks, bright and dazzling for a moment, then gone, leaving nothing but smoke behind. So, relying on emotions is very temporary. They thrive in the moment, pushing you to act based on immediate feelings. When the feeling fades, so does the effort. That's why temporary emotionally driven actions only soothe the emotional storm, but they don't address the underlying problem. Emotions alone can't sustain long-term change. They're the spark to take action, to think, to plan. They're the wake-up call, but not the map. What emotions can do, though, is act as your inner alarm system, a reminder that something deeper needs attention. So understand, emotions are powerful. Don't suppress them, but also don't use them as the only way to live your life. The analysis paralysis. When something goes wrong, your brain kicks into overdrive, replaying the situation, imagining all the ways it could have gone differently. At first glance, this seems helpful. Seems like you're planning so that you don't repeat the same mistake again. After all, learning from mistakes is how we grow. But just imagining better outcomes isn't the same as creating them. How often have you watched a self-help video, read an insightful book, or scrolled through motivational quotes thinking, "This is it. This will change everything." You feel fired up, maybe even make a detailed plan, but then nothing. Days, weeks, maybe months go by, and you're still repeating the same mistakes. Why? Because consuming knowledge feels productive, but at the end of the day, it's just mental entertainment. Analysis alone is like trying to learn to swim by reading books about water. You can learn every technique, every stroke, every buoyancy principle. But until you jump in and feel the actual water surrounding you, you're not really swimming. You're just theorizing. Life works the same way. Planning is valuable, but it only gets you so far. You plan, strategize, read, and learn just to be so prepared that you make no mistake at all. But mistakes aren't just inevitable. They're necessary. They give you the real life through your feelings to understand that you need to change something. The power of integrating emotion and analysis. Emotions and analysis aren't enemies. They're partners. In fact, when they work together, they become the ultimate team for personal growth. Yet most people get stuck on one side or the other. There's the emotional crew. They feel deeply, act through motivation, and follow their heart wherever it leads. But emotions alone can be unreliable guides. They're loud, messy, and often temporary. And these emotions run wild without the anchor of logic. And then there's the analysis camp. These are the planners, the thinkers, the people who build flawless strategies in their minds, but never move forward because they're stuck in imagining outcomes. They fear making the wrong move so much that they make no move at all. Their plans look great on paper, but without the emotional drive to act, those plans stay as just that, ideas. Without the chain of emotions, these plans can never be held in place. So, what happens when you combine the two? Emotions give you the fire, the urgency, the motivation to change. Analysis gives you the structure, the roadmap, the steps to follow. When you pair emotional drive with a logical approach, you create something powerful. Let's say you're grappling with a heavy emotion, an emotion telling you, you need to change, you need to do better. Yes, it feels heavy, even paralyzing. But what if you took that feeling and reframed it as fuel? Instead of letting it weigh you down, you let it remind you that it's a message for you to look within and understand what's not working for you. Step 2 is where analysis comes in. Question about what specifically isn't working. What actions can you take to address it? The key is to combine the emotional drive with the actionable plan of analysis. Breaking the cycle of repeated mistakes isn't about grinding harder or thinking smarter. It's about working differently. When you learn to balance emotions and analysis, you unlock the ability to grow beyond where you've been stuck. Breaking free from the cycle of repeated mistakes isn't about choosing between fiery emotion or cold analysis. It's about learning to let them work together. Emotions are the spark, the alarm, the call to action. Analysis is the structure, the strategy, the step-by-step guide to transformation. This balance transforms fleeting moments of inspiration into sustained progress. So, the next time you feel stuck, don't see it as failure. See it as a chance to check in with both your emotions and your logic. What's your heart telling you needs to change? What's your mind guiding you to do next? Combine the two, and you'll not only break the cycle, you'll create a life of intentional growth and lasting change. Start small, start now, and trust that harmony within yourself is the key to creating the life you deserve. So be sure to subscribe. And if you want to really get control over your life and get things back together, watch this video right here. You'll know all the things that keep you stuck and how you can take actions to change them.